Hey guys, I want to show you how we make our pepperoni calzone. It's very simple but very, very flavorful. That's why we call it the ultimate calzone. It's got pepperoni, mozzarella, fresh tomato, sun-dried tomato, which already has some rosemary chopped into it, and the oil from the sun-dried tomato that this came packed in. We just separate them out because otherwise this is sort of too drippy and greasy to put your hands in when you have to make a lot of other pizzas on the line. So we just put that oil into a squeeze bottle. Very, very simple. I do want to show you one difference though. We stretch the dough on this pie just a little bit different than we do on some of the other pies. Because this pie is going to be folded over into a calzone, it doesn't need to have that edge crust that we would put on a regular pizza. So rather than sort of go around and make that crust, I'm really going to press all of that down. Okay, just going to begin to stretch this out. I'm going to flour this up. Now, unlike the salumi pizza, this pie, because it has nothing exposed to the heat, is actually best if it's baked in a very, very, very hot oven. That may not be intuitive as to why, but just trust me. This pie, if it could be baked in the hotter part of the oven, would be lighter and just a better product in general. Okay, I'm stretching out my dough. This dough also doesn't have to stretch out to the full size. It can be slightly less than a regular pizza. So let's go ahead and put that on here. It's pretty close, but you can go a little bit less. Now I'm going to layer the pepperoni on first. By layering the pepperoni on first, I'm keeping the crust protected from the sauce, which isn't going to have an opportunity to boil off like it would in a normal pizza because this is going to be wrapped over and closed. This is going to keep all the moisture from these tomatoes, especially, from reaching that crust. I don't really have to squeeze these too much. It's going to be folded over like I said. Now come tomatoes. Just try and spread things out a little evenly. And the sun-dried tomatoes. Again, things don't have to be totally even. Just get it a little closer. Okay. Just that small amount of sun-dried tomatoes is more than enough for me. Now a little spritz of this oil. We're going to put even more oil when the pie comes out of the oven. Give it a good douse. It's pretty hard to over-oil this pizza, to be honest with you. That's it. I'm going to take it now. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to press around the sides. Okay, let's go over to the oven. Give it a shake. Over to the oven and put it right in. Perfect. Get it right in. Great. Okay, we're going to take a peek in the oven now. You're going to see how it puffed up. Looking great. Give it a quick spin, just like with any pizza. We put it on a peel. I mean, we did put it on a screen. Burning almost done. Just another 5 seconds. Ready to come out? Look at that. Perfect. Now, unlike a lot of our other pizzas, this can go right on a plate. Let me explain the logic here. This pie is going to be drenched in oil in a second. We want the plate to be soggy with that oil, and we want it to steam up. It's just creating a little different texture than our normal pies. That's why we do this as a calzone and not a pizza. You can see when I cut it, all the steam comes running out. Not a bad idea to cut this right away. There's a couple of ways we've experimented with cutting it. I like this pattern that you're going to see here, which is sort of 4 slices going in, and then 1 going across. And that makes little bite-sized pieces. Okay. Some with a lot of crust, some with a lot of edge. Now, I'm going to take my olive oil, which has been, this is actually the olive oil that comes out of the sun-dried tomatoes themselves. So it's really the sun-dried tomato olive oil. And I'm going to spray this and just let it go all the way in and soak up that plate. It's hard to put too much of this, I have to be honest. In fact, if it was a friend of mine, I'd probably even fill up a ramekin with it and ship it with it. that's it. That's our pepperoni calzone. Now the best way to eat this is actually to take the individual pieces and just dip them in the oil as if you were soaking it up with a piece of bread, a good Italian meal where you're soaking up your bread in that sauce. That's the idea behind this pizza. Thanks, guys. Watch me take a bite here. Just one of our best pizzas, no question about it.